Yeah.
Call out.
Yeah,
Where's Duffy?
Oh, was that must be mic'd up? The quads are mic'd up today. Well, both the quads are mic'd up.
I got the one.
We both got mic'd up.
Test.
Quad mics. I'm mic'd up. So Zach doesn't like that. Those are not my sticks. Those are Joseph's.
This is going to be great.
th, 2023 Old Bridge Township Council meeting. Please rise for a pledge of allegiance, and please remain standing for a moment of silence and for our prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. As customary in this chamber, we stand for a moment to remember those who are fighting for our freedoms, both here and abroad, for our first responders, for those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. And this evening, Mayor Henry, would you like to do a moment of silence for Deacon McGovern?
Council President, I thought someone else was going to take that. Yes, Deacon Bob McGovern, longtime Old Bridge detective, passed away after an illness. Bob gave so much to so many. Even after his service as a police officer, he became a deacon and served many people in his spiritual capacity. So please, I would ask for a moment of silence for Detective Deacon Bob McGovern.
Our prayer, Mr. De Palma.
O Lord, bless thy servants in the ministry of public affairs who serve thee in this chamber. Give us quiet minds and hearts that we may hear thy voice. Help us to know when to speak, when to be silent. Give us strength to oppose the wrong and uphold the right, and grant that we have a good conscience and soul at peace with thee and with one another. Amen.
Amen. Please be seated. Thank you, everyone, for being here, and we will start with proclamations, presentations. And yes, okay, Kate, go there first.
This meeting is being held in conformance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Notice has been given to the official newspapers of the Township on January 6, 2023, and has been posted in public places. Next open public meeting, the Township Council, will be held on Tuesday, July 11, 2023, at 7:30 p.m. Roll call. Councilperson DeCaro.
Here.
Councilperson De Palma.
Here.
Let the record reflect that Councilperson Desai is absent. Councilperson Garcia.
Yeah.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Here.
Let the record reflect that Councilperson Murphy is absent. Councilperson Pasquitti is also not here. Councilperson Walker. Here. Council President Sohar.
Yes, here.
Okay.
All right, so we'll begin with our presentations. Mayor Henry.
Thank you, everyone. Good evening. We have a special treat tonight, as you can see in our council chambers. But I feel it's very important to recognize accomplishments that go above and beyond the normal. And this year, we had the Old Bridge High School indoor percussion compete at the national level, at the highest level that you can compete at. And I compared it to playing football in the NFL. And it says a lot about musicians, how much time is put into this. It says a lot about their parents, the dedication. We know the effort that it takes to have this type of organization. But it also speaks volumes, I think volumes, about Melissa Thatcher, who dedicates her almost entire life. I've known you for I don't know how many years now. And the dedication she puts into these programs, and I think you all realize, parents, musicians, you wouldn't be here tonight if it wasn't for her. Again, speaking volumes about the people that make up this town, this community. So Melissa, I would ask you to please come up and tell the audience and tell the people at home exactly, the effort and what was accomplished this year. And then I'm going to, just a disclaimer, it's going to get very loud. Okay.
Thank you, everyone. That was very, very kind of you to thank me. Yes, this has been something that we started 17 years ago, and I say we because this is certainly not just me that puts this organization together. It takes a lot of hands, and for those of you that know me, I am not a percussionist. I am a musician, but I am not a percussionist, certainly at the level that these students are playing. And it takes professional musicians to come in and train them to this level of excellence. And there is no doubt that they have gained excellence through this activity. We started this back in 2006. That was my first year at Old Bridge High School. The drum staff and myself decided to give an opportunity for the vast number of percussionists that are in Old Bridge. And from there, it has evolved to the highest level nationally, internationally, through the dedicated work of mostly alumni at this point. So I need to also call or recognize them. I'm just gonna read their names. Some of them, most of them could not be here tonight, but the staff of the percussion was Chris Thatcher, Alessandro Cecito, Chris Duffett, Tony Good, Luke Arabia, Noel Tacky, Gerard Brown, Alex Douthit, Jeannie Wester, Jamie Robertson, Derek Tillman, Mary Wester, Jonathan Mendez, and Giovanna Mullen. These staff members have gone above and beyond. Like I said, it's kind of a revolving door of alumni that keep coming back to teach these students, and I can only anticipate that I will see some of these faces continuing the organization beyond. What's remarkable about this year is that they attain the highest level nationally and internationally. It's the world class. We started in the open class, and 12 judges that are on the steering committee voted unanimously to promote this team to the world class, which is setting new standards for the activity through advanced percussion skills with visual movement. And if you haven't seen their performance, I truly hope that you will look them up on YouTube, because they are truly remarkable students, highly talented, and above all that, so dedicated to this craft. This takes hours of rehearsal, choreography. It's beyond what you might know. They started in November, and they've worked all the way till the mid part of April, which was their World Championships in Dayton, Ohio. They made it to the semifinal round, and that is truly remarkable, being that they started in a very low class, and then they moved up to this very advanced class. So I just want to commend them, their parents, and the staff that train these students to this high level of excellence. And I couldn't be more proud of how they've represented Old Bridge and the community here So I do want to just give them another round of applause. So we'll have them play something, but I hope you brought your earplugs. And if you didn't, you will still enjoy.
Get 'em. Great job. Melissa, if you can come back up, please. I'd like to present the plaque to commemorate the effort, and tonight, I'm sure the council will never forget. This is a certificate to commend the Old Bridge High School Indoor Percussion for their recent accomplishments. Mid-Atlantic Percussion Society World-Class Champions and Winter Guard International World-Class Semifinalists at World Championships in Dayton, Ohio. Congratulations. Old Bridge is proud of you, and we are really Old Bridge proud tonight to have you here. Thank you. Our newest Eagle Scout, too, right here. That says, look at this guy. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you all for being here this evening. Congratulations. We're so proud.
Give us a minute, man, to put the room back together.
I just want to let the record reflect that Councilperson Pasquitti entered the meeting at 7:40.
Okay. Well, thank you, everyone, again. That was a wonderful presentation. We are very, very proud. Next will be our public hearing. This is Block Party Request, Denise Court, August 12th, 2023. Rain date, August 13th, 2023. Is there anyone here from Denise Court?
Vicky Solar?
And Vicky?
Okay.
Okay, so,
We have to move on it anyway.
okay.
We might as well just.
All right, good. Okay, they met their approvals, everything is in order? All right, so then we can ask for a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Okay, moved by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Mr. De Palma.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, next will be Block Party Request Miller Avenue, July 1st, 2023. Rain date, July 8th, 2023.
Is there anybody here for Miller Avenue? Is it Sadie?
Good evening. Yes, you can come forward, please. Thank you.
So again, Council President, the block party request for 375 Miller has gotten all its approvals. The police department has approved the request. OEM has been notified of the request. They have met all the requirements set forth, that we have set forth for them, so they are
Good to go.
A-okay.
Time to party.
Thank
Okay.
you. I'll move it. Second.
Okay, moved by Mrs. Walker, second by Dr. Greenberg Belli.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays?
Have a great time.
Or abstentions?
very
Any
much.
abstentions? Nothing? Nobody?
Enjoy your party. Thank you. Next is Block Party Spiros Drive, July 8th, 2023. Rain date, August 5th, 2023. Good evening.
So yes, Council President, this block party request has also met all the requirements and guidelines set forth and have received all their approvals from our township officials.
Okay, great. Do I have a motion?
Move it. Second.
Okay, moved by Mrs. Walker, second by Dr. Greenberg Belli.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstentions?
Okay.
Would you be able to change the rain date to the next day, July 9th instead?
Okay, July 9th. You're going to note that?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Yeah, hopefully not.
It's just the 8th.
Yeah, okay, very good. Well, enjoy Central Park, have a good time. Okay. Thank you. Next will be our bill list, Mrs. Walker.
Accounts payable, June 13, 2023, $15,541,217.78. Payroll, May 12, 2023, $1,250,731.63. Payroll overtime, May 12, 2023, $21,043.91. Payroll, May 26, 2023, $1,226,381.19. Payroll overtime, May 26, 2023, $21,693.98. And that concludes the bill list.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Walker. May we have a breakdown of the overtime, Mr. Shaw?
Yes, Council President, thank you. As Councilwoman Walker indicated, and I'm going to give you both payroll overtime data one at a time. So for May 12th, she indicated total overtime of $21,043.91. There was an uptick in the Recreation Department for the summer camp registration. For Police Department, the total overtime for sworn officers is $9,818.58. Deduct grant, $812.12. Deduct ETO, $2,218.04. Net overtime for this pay period was $6,788.42, representing 90 man and women hours. There was no special events in Police Department, and there was one officer injured on duty or light duty. For the payroll, for the overtime for May 26, as Councilwoman Walker again indicated, the total overtime was $21,693.98. There was no uptick any other department. For the SWAN officers, total overtime was $15,546.93. Deduct grant, 4,077.93. Deduct ETO, 5,087.92. The net overtime was $6,381.08, representing 118.5 men and women hours. And again, there was a one officer injured on duty or light duty. That concludes my report, Council President.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Shaw.
Roll call?
Move it.
No, it was moved already, so now it's called.
Roll call. Councilperson DeCaro?
Yes.
Councilperson DePalma?
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia?
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Councilperson Paskiddy?
Yes.
Councilperson Walker?
Yes.
Council President Sohar?
Yes.
7 yeses.
Okay, thank you. Next will be public hearing for ordinances for second reading. H1, ordinance of the Township amending Chapter 250 of the Code of the Township of Old Bridge, entitled Old Bridge Township Land Development Ordinance, by amending 250-50, entitled Accessory Buildings. Is there anyone in the public who wishes to be heard on this hearing? Seeing no hands, I'll close public portion. Anyone on the council have a question or a comment? Okay, seeing no hands, I will ask for a motion.
Move it.
Second.
Okay, moved by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Mr. Pischetti.
Roll call. Councilperson DeCaro?
Yes.
Councilperson DePalma?
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia?
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Councilperson Paskiddy?
Yes.
Councilperson Walker?
Yes.
Council President Sohar?
Yes.
7 yeses.
H2, ordinance of the Township of Old Bridge, amending Chapter 250 of the Code of the Township of Old Bridge, entitled Old Bridge Land Development Ordinance, by amending 394, entitled Sales, Holiday, Christmas Tree Sales. Is there anyone in the public who wishes to be heard on this second reading ordinance? Seeing no hands, I will close public portion. Does anyone from the council have any questions? Seeing no hands, I need a motion.
Move it.
Second.
Okay, moved by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Mr. DePalma.
Roll call. Councilperson DeCaro?
Yes.
Councilperson DePalma?
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia?
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Councilperson Paskiddy?
Yes.
Councilperson Walker?
Yes.
Council President Sohar?
Yes.
7 yeses.
H3, ordinance of the Township of Old Bridge adopting Waterworks Road 2 redevelopment plan. Is there anyone here in the audience who wishes to be heard on this second reading? Seeing no hands, I will close public. Anyone on the council have a question or a comment? Then I would ask for a motion.
Move it.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Paskiddy, second by Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Roll call. Councilperson DeCaro?
Yes.
Councilperson DePalma?
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia?
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Councilperson Paskiddy?
Yes.
Councilperson Walker?
Yes.
Council President Sohar?
Yes.
7 yeses.
H4, St. Ambrose Carnival approval, June 27th, 2023 through July 1st, 2023, 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Do I have a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Moved by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Mr. Paskiddy.
Roll call. Councilperson DeCaro?
Yes.
Councilperson DePalma?
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia?
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Councilperson Paskiddy?
Yes.
Councilperson Walker?
Yes.
Council President Sohar?
Yes.
7 yeses.
Ordinances for first reading. Ordinance of the Township of Old Bridge adopting the Old Manawan Road 1 redevelopment plan and amending that township zoning map. Do I have a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Okay, moved by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Mr. De Palma.
Roll call. Councilperson DeCaro.
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma.
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia.
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Yes.
Councilperson Pasquitti.
Yes.
Councilperson Walker.
Yes.
Council President Sohar.
Yes.
7 yeses. Second readings set for July 11th, 2023.
FR2, ordinance acceptance of right-of-way dedication to be granted to the Township of Old Bridge for purposes of future road widening along Poor Farm Road, Block 5000, Lot 20. Do I have a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Moved by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Mr. De Palma.
Roll call. Councilperson DeCaro.
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma.
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia.
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Yes.
Councilperson Pasquitti.
Yes.
Councilperson Walker.
Yes.
Council President Sohar.
Yes.
7 yeses. Public hearing set for July 11th, 2023.
FR3, ordinance of the Township of Old Bridge, New Jersey, amending Chapter 250 of the Code of the Township of Old Bridge, entitled Old Bridge Township Land Development Code, by amending Article 12, 250-107, entitled Off-Tract Improvements. Do I have a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Moved by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Mr. De Palma.
I'm sorry.
That's
Roll call. Councilperson DeCaro.
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma.
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia.
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Yes.
Councilperson Pasquitti.
No.
Councilperson Walker.
Yes.
Council President Sohar.
Yes.
6 yeses, 1 no. Second reading set for July 11th, 2023.
FR4, ordinance of the Township of Old Bridge, amending Article 1 of Chapter 39 of the Township Code of the Township of Old Bridge, entitled Animals.
Move it.
Second.
Okay, moved by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Mr. Pasquitti.
Roll call. Councilperson DeCaro.
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma.
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia.
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Yes.
Councilperson Pasquitti.
Yes.
Councilperson Walker.
Yes.
Council President Sohar.
Yes.
7 yeses. Second reading set for July 11th, 2023.
FR5, ordinance of the Township of Old Bridge, amending Chapter 527, the Code of the Township of Old Bridge, entitled Wreckers and Towing, by amending 527-5, entitled Requirements for License. Do I have a motion?
Move it.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, moved by Mr. De Palma, second by Mrs. Walker.
Roll call. Councilperson DeCaro.
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma.
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia.
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Yes.
Councilperson Pasquitti.
No.
Council President Sohar.
Vice President
I'm
Walker?
sorry, Vice President
Yes.
Walker.
And,
Council President Sohar.
yes.
Sorry.
Okay, yes for first reading, we're good.
I'm
Okay,
sorry, 6 yeses, 1 no.
right. Next
Second
is
reading set for July 11th,
11th also,
2023.
okay, July 11th. All right. Next is liquor license items. Resolution authorizing plenary retail consumption license renewal with restrictions for 7 Star Holdings, 1209-33-005. Is there anyone here this evening for that hearing? Can you come forward, please? Good evening.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
So we bring you before council for the renewal of your liquor license, and to make sure that you're aware of the conditions set on your license. If you could just please state your name for the record.
My name is Anthony Peterpaul.
Okay, thank you.
So on your license renewal, there's a recommendation that digital surveillance continue in the location as well as no go-go dancing. Do you understand those conditions?
Yes.
And everything else is up to,
Every other requirement.
okay. Is there anyone in the public who wishes to comment on this? Seeing no hands, I will close the public portion. Is there anyone on council who has a question? Okay, seeing no hands, I'll ask for a motion.
Move it.
Okay, moved by Mr. Pasquini, second by Mr. De Palma.
Roll call, Councilperson DeCaro,
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma,
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia,
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli,
Yes.
Councilperson Pasquini,
Yes.
Councilperson Walker,
Yes.
Council President Sohar.
Yes.
7 yeses.
Okay, next is resolution approving a person-to-person liquor license transfer. Liquor license number 1209-33-005-17 from Seven Star Holdings LLC to Grillstone LLC.
So, Council President, this is the same license that we just did the
Yes.
renewal for.
Right.
As far as transfers go, we do not require the applicant to come in and to come before council, but just because we put them under the liquor license heading, there is really no public hearing on this, so we would just need a motion and a second.
Okay, and everything is in order, we're all,
Everything's in order.
okay. All right. so
Move
then-
it.
All right.
Second.
Moved by Mrs. Walker, second by Mr. De Palma.
Roll call, Councilperson DeCaro,
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma,
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia,
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli,
Yes.
Councilperson Pasquini,
Yes.
Councilperson Walker.
Yes.
Council President Sohar.
Yes.
7 yeses.
Resolution authorizing a person-to-person liquor license transfer, liquor license number 1209-33-034 from Route 18 Liquor LLC to AM Maple Street LLC. Is this the same?
This is the same thing. So they have met all the requirements as far as tax clearance and recommendations from the police department. So they have met every requirement we have set forth. So this is just a motion and a second, please.
Okay.
Move
Motion.
it.
Second.
Okay, moved by Mrs. Walker, second by Mr. De Palma.
Roll call, Councilperson DeCaro,
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma,
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia,
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli,
Yes.
Councilperson Pasquini,
Yes.
Councilperson Walker,
Yes.
Council President Sohar.
Yes.
7 yeses.
Next will be our consent agenda. I would like to get a motion and a second and then bring it to the council for separations.
Second.
Moved by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Mrs. Walker.
Mrs. DeCaro, any items for separation?
Yes, I have quite a few.
Go ahead.
Okay, I have C1,
C1,
C3,
C3,
C5,
C5,
C8,
C8,
C12,
C12,
C15, and C16.
C15, and C16.
Okay.
Councilperson De Palma, anything for separation? Councilperson Garcia?
No, thank you, none.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli?
No, thank you.
Councilperson Pasquini?
No separations, thank you.
Councilperson Walker?
No, thank you.
Council President Sohar.
C11.
I didn't think there were any left.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second, and now we do the separation, so we'll start with, we're going to vote on the balance.
We'll vote on the balance
Right.
minus the separation
Yep, so
items.
C2, C4, C6,
C7.
C7, C9, C10, C13, 14, and 17.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the balance.
Councilperson DeCaro?
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma?
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia?
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Councilperson Pasquini?
Yes.
Councilperson Walker?
Yes.
Council President Sohar.
Yes.
7 yeses on the balance of the consent agenda.
Okay, C1, Mrs. DeCaro.
Yes, I just want some clarification of, wait a minute. There was a, If you can just explain what this, is about, if anybody can, for public knowledge.
Okay,
Yes.
Mrs. Shapiro?
Then,
Yes.
if I may, this is, we received the grants. Oh, Nicole.
Nicole is here.
All right.
Yeah. Good evening, Mrs. shapiro.
Good evening. Councilwoman Zakara, this is a grant that we received in the amount of $77,000. We applied for the next phase of the Cottrell Farm Park project, which we're going to do some extensive work associated with the pavilion, the picnic pavilion, and this is a grant towards the picnic pavilion. It doesn't cover the entire cost, it's just a small fraction of it, but this money would be geared towards that.
Okay, I guess my other question is, I know that it's 77,000, but then I see in the backup data that there's a check for 139,000. So I just didn't know where that.
The backup is for the next grant for the clean community. I think that the paperwork got mixed up, I guess, some submission somewhere. But that $139,000, you'll see C3.
That's in C3?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Any other question on C1? Are we good? Okay, then I need a motion.
Move it.
Second.
Okay, moved by Mrs. Walker, second by Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Roll call, Councilperson DeCaro?
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma?
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia?
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Councilperson Paskiddy?
Yes.
Councilperson Walker?
Yes.
Council President Sohar?
Yes.
7 yeses.
Next will be C3, Mrs. DeCaro.
This is awarded by the State Department of, I believe it's Department of Transportation. It could be Environmental Protections Agency. We get an annual award of this specific recycling and clean community grant. The last year, we received $124,018.76. I mean, I can provide a report to the council for last, from 2013 onwards, the amount we're getting. This is an annual money that they collect from garbage disposal fees, or different fees that they collect, and they redistribute to the town.
Do I have a motion?
Second.
Okay, moved by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Mrs. Walker.
Roll call, Councilperson DeCaro? Councilperson De Palma?
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia?
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Councilperson Paskiddy?
Yes.
Councilperson Walker?
Yes.
Council President Sohar?
Yes.
7 yeses.
C5, Mrs. DeCaro.
Sorry, thank you. I was just curious, so the money that we're putting out, is that money on top of other money that's already being paid, or is that, like, to this firm, is that an additional fee of, looks like it's totaling 60,000? So is that on top of?
Yes, it's going to be a total of $60,000 for this year. They were previously authorized up to $40,000. And so the additional $20,000 will bring then authorization to $60,000.
Okay, and this is just regarding a specific case, or no?
These are, specifically, they represents a township for various police department, union grievance or litigation matters.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Do I have a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Okay, moved by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Mrs. Walker.
Roll call, Councilperson DeCaro?
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma?
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia?
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Councilperson Paskiddy?
Yes.
Councilperson Walker?
Yes.
Council President Sohar?
Yes.
7 yeses.
C8, Mrs. DeCaro.
Just again, can you program for the public? Thank you.
So C8 is the resolution authorizing a Chapter 159 for $1,399,000 for NJDOT Transportation Alternative Set-Aside Program. DOT puts out this type of grant for alternatives to just regular vehicular modes of transportation. I'm gonna test everybody's memories. If anybody can remember the concept plan for Cottrell Farm Park, there is a bike path and a sidewalk with some lighting and a little bit of a slight widening of the roadway on 516 and then also on Cottrell Road. This is to take care of that. You might say, wow, that's a lot of money for a sidewalk and a bike path, but there's utility relocation, there's road widening involved, there's curbing, and there's also lighting involved. So that's why it's such a high dollar amount.
I see, yeah, because when you initially look at it and you're just saying pedestrian safety improvements, it seems like that's a lot, but there's more to it.
There's more to it.
That's why I just wanted it explained. It seems like a lot. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Pescetti?
One question. Out of that $1,399,000, how much does the town have to put in to accomplish that?
Well, if our bids come in and the bids come in at 1.4 million or less, we don't put in anything.
Okay.
So it's only if we come above the bids. They ask that we contribute 25%, but that's if it comes over. And since I've been here, it hasn't gone over.
Great. Thank you very much.
I just want to thank you for all the money that you've brought in, free grant money for Cottrell Park. It's amazing. Every time I look at it, with more and more. I just want to thank you.
I appreciate it, Councilwoman Walker, but just know, Fred Kish in my office, Assistant Township Engineer, took the lead on this
Thank
grant
your office,
application.
because we really have gotten a lot of grant money for Cottrell
And if you
Park.
saw my estimate to start with, I think he doubled it, so. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Just one more thing, is this grant federal or state money?
This
Or-
is federal. So
Federal.
the transportation set-aside is federal. So actually, next week, I'm going to Rutgers because as part of the federal grant requirement, there must be a responsible person in charge, and that's a professional engineer that takes this training course that the feds give. And that just means that I follow federal guidelines when we put the bid out to public bid, that we prepare the plans as per their guidelines, and we follow their criteria.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
So I need a motion.
Move it.
Second.
Moved by Mrs. Walker, second by Mr. Pescetti? Oh, Dr. Greenberg. Okay, Dr. Greenberg, sorry.
Roll call. Councilperson DeCaro?
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma?
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia?
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Councilperson Pasquitti?
Yes.
Councilperson Walker?
Yes.
Council President Sohar?
Yes.
7 yeses.
Okay. Next is C11, and I separated that simply because it's a resolution authorizing the submission of an application requesting funding for the 2024 New Jersey DOT Municipal Aid Grant Program in the amount of $1,042,372 for resurfacing Princeton Road. So once again, I'd like to say thank you to all of you that collaborate to put this together, because I know the people in Madison Park are going to be very excited. Hopefully this goes through. This is how many years now, and how many roads have we been able to do by applying for this municipal grant. So I really thank you again, all of you, for all the hard work. And hopefully I have my fingers crossed that Madison Park is going to be very happy with Princeton Road. Yeah, so I'll make a motion for C11.
Second.
Okay. Motion, myself, and second was,
Dr. Greenberg Belli?
no, Mrs. Walker. Mrs. Walker.
Roll call. Councilperson DeCaro?
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma?
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia?
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Councilperson Pasquitti?
Yes.
Councilperson Walker?
Yes.
Council President Sohar?
Yes.
7 yeses.
Next is C12, Mrs. DeCaro.
Hey again. For the basketball courts, well, I just want to say, I'm so glad to see that the Cliffwood Beach basketball courts are finally being done. I know that's been a while. I remember Councilman Merwin was working on that for a while. So that's great that that's getting done. Dyke Park, I just wanted to know how long, number one, has that been repaired since it's been done? And when was it done originally?
So that project at Gike Park was done about 10 years ago, and that's a different product than what we have now. The product that we had previously was sports court, and they were kind of new in the market at that time, and they didn't tack down their court. So if you see pieces of that court fall apart, if anybody has a vehicle on there for some reason, it shifts that entire court. It takes all of our manpower, for lack of a better term, to waffle that like a blanket and pull it. Since then, we've gone to mat flex on all of our courts, the ones we have at Veterans Park, the ones we have at Central Park, and the ones we did at Lawrence Harbor Beachfront a few years ago. Mat flex product is a better product, and it is tacked down and secured to the surface itself.
Okay, so 10 years ago, you installed sports court?
Sports court was the
and
product.
The product.
So there's
Right.
there's a bunch of different, so these courts are literally, they're a surface that goes on top of your courts. Sports court was the first one in the market many, many years ago. That's what Gike Park currently is. These now, once we get mat flex on these 2 additional courts, all of our courts will all be exactly the same product, same everything.
So, okay, so sports court was slightly inferior in its...
It was the first one in that marketplace, and even though they've improved, they still don't tack down their system the way that the mat flex product, part of their system is tacking it down throughout so it doesn't shift, it doesn't move, pieces don't fall apart.
Gotcha. So live and learn, you got the better. All right, so...
Matt, we already have an experience with a number of courts.
Yeah, all of our Veterans Park, which is the double court, Central Park, the double court, Lawrence Harbor, the double court, and then the single court are all mat flex.
Mat flex.
And we have good experience.
Yeah,
We've
and we're
been
lucky
pleased.
that Halcon won this bid, and they've been the installer on all of ours, because they're a licensed installer of the mat flex product.
Gotcha. Okay. So 10 years ago, so now it's just been 10 years, and now for Gike Park, we're putting in the better mat flex.
Yep.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
And Cliffwood Beach obviously did not have mat flex. They're just going from that court to mat flex.
To mat flex, right. Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
Okay, anyone else? Dr. Greenberg?
Yes, I want to thank the administration, the Recreation Department, under leadership of Matt, who has really focused on all our parks to do upgrades, starting throughout the whole town. There's people here that have voted against capital projects, which doesn't make sense because you're taking your township money, investing it back into your township. And I think it's really important, and you see it very clearly how we've tackled very strategically each park, and it's made such a difference. One of the things that always concerns me is the high school, really, with the tennis courts. I'm like amazed that the high school, the Board of Education, never put money into the tennis courts. So as a result, they have to do their tournaments at the municipal complex. When they do that, it's great. We work in conjunction with the school, and we support the school, and we want that. But when they have their tournaments here, it takes away from people from the municipality who wants to use the courts. So I am really surprised, because it's been more than 10 years that the tennis courts at the high school have not been done, and it's really a waste of an area that's just idle and not used and not very functional. I know before you, under Vice President Debbie Walker, who spearheaded the pickleball courts at Menino Park, then also there was conflict there at the township courts for pickleball and tennis. So maybe we can have, and I've said it multiple times every year, why not have a conversation with the high school, why they are not putting money into their own infrastructure. Everyone knows with anything that you own, if you don't maintain it, it goes into disarray. Well, that's been in disarray for a long time, and it's very unfortunate that the school can't use it. It's the property's there, it's there. I think they should really focus on that. Thank you.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Does the school reimburse the town for the use? So we just,
a shared
we give it to them gratis.
Shared services.
We have a shared service agreement with the Board of Education. There are facility that Township Recreation Program uses from Board of Education.
except for the actual cost incurred. We don't reimburse or pay for the use of facility. For example, if there is a janitorial services required at the school facility, then we have to reimburse for the cost of their, actual cost of their services. But outside of that, use of facility is not something we always share with each other. We have used their services for many of our program, and they use their services for many of our programs.
Hamacho was totally accurate on what we pay for. We pay for gym usage if there's extra incurred costs on Saturdays and Sundays. Board of Education does not charge us for gym usage Monday through Friday. And we have a separate shared service agreement with them for before care and after care, because their janitors are getting there early to open the building for us. So we paid as part of a shared service agreement for usage for before care and after care from 7 a.m. until 9 a.m., and then only weekend gym uses.
Thank you very much, Matt.
If you don't mind, Matt, I have a question for you as well. It's not regarding the basketball courts. It's regarding the playground that we discussed since last year in Columbus and
The one we call it in
Gordon. Was it Gordon?
Genoa.
Is anything going on?
Those playground pieces should be getting shipped within 2 weeks.
So I know they emailed me again, and I was told mid-June,
Yep.
and that's where we are now.
Yep, as soon as they give me a start date, I will let you know so you can let everybody in that area know.
Very good, thank you, man.
Thank you for your due diligence.
You're welcome, thank you.
Hey, Matt, can I ask one more question?
Yep.
In regards to the basketball, the tennis courts,
Mm-hmm.
do you find that it's an equitable solution, or do you,
Well,
feel
so
like-
we have our tennis courts that we use that are ours are our municipal tennis courts. We use them for our own tennis lessons, our own pickleball lessons, and the high school uses them. And the high school has 2 different seasons. They have a boys season and a girls season. So they do use it. And Councilwoman was right. When you're there for a game, they need 6 courts. You can't host a sanctioned league varsity match without 6 courts. So even what they currently have as Sandburg right now, I think is 4. So they couldn't even host a real NJSIAA game there because you need the 6 courts.
Thank you very much.
If I may, please, thank you. Yes, Mr. Mercurio, you're absolutely right. We do have many shared services where the township uses the school buildings for aftercare, before care, and, at no charge to them as well. So, we do have many shared services, it's a give and take, which is really how it should be. The town and the school district should work together in helping each other. Unfortunately, the tennis courts, being on the Board of Ed myself, the tennis courts is a capital improvement. And we have had a lot of things, the Board of Ed had a lot of things going on, boilers breaking, things that were actually extremely in need of, So repairing the tennis courts is certainly on their list of things to do, but it's not way up there when it comes in terms of, boilers, heating, keeping, the major emergency things. And let's keep in mind that, their state aid every year has been reduced by, a significant amount. So they're doing their very, very best. And I'm sure they're aware that the tennis courts need to be done, and it's on their list. And as soon as they get enough money to go and do it, I'm sure they will do it. So I just needed to clarify
That would be so nice. That would
Yeah.
be really nice.
I think it
hope
would
so.
be great if they did, yeah.
Okay, very good. So everyone has weighed in? All right, so I will ask for a motion.
Second.
Okay, moved by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Mr. Pasquetti.
Roll call, Councilperson DeCaro.
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma.
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia.
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Yes.
Councilperson Pasquetti.
Yes.
Councilperson Walker.
Yes.
Council President Sohar.
Yes.
7 yeses.
C15, Mrs. DeCaro.
Oh, that's me again. I just wanted to, just make sure the residents know, because there's a lot of things, you see on social media and whatever, oh, we have a golf course, whatever. I just wanted to make sure that, so we are going out to bid. So the township, if I'm not mistaken, the township will not have control or not be running this facility, right? We're putting this out to bid and it's going to be run by it's basically being outserviced, correct? Is that, or am I saying
The
that?
management operation of the golf course will be a third-party service provider. It is very difficult for municipality to operate such a facility. There is a lot of intricacy required. And if you look at the Middlesex County, for an example, years they ran their own course, and they it was pretty much run down. Now they have outsourced that, and it's starting to come back. So I think from the beginning, when we envisioned this, it was always an idea that we'll have third-party management company will be bringing in, and Mark can do a better job in explaining some of the process here. But basically, we're doing a competitive contracting. But you're correct. It will be operated, but that doesn't mean we don't have control.
That was
Part of the
my next
agreement,
question.
part of the agreement is that obviously we're authorizing, there are certain requirements incorporated in the agreement. There is going to be payment to the township, annual payments incorporated in the agreement in order to operate, a third party to that course. And again, I think I did do the report in part of my administrative report that there is going to be 3 or 4 tier rates. The lowest rate will be to the Old Bridge residents, then a Middlesex County residents, then a state, and then out of state. So there's going to be 4 tiers rate as required under the Green Acres Agreement.
And that's going to be part of the competitive.
That's going to be part of all of those ultimately will be incorporated in agreement with the third-party management company.
Okay, that's.
And a
what-
concession
to
stand
clarify.
within that, okay?
Okay, very good, thank you.
And Old Bridge maintains ownership of that land, is that correct?
Yes, Old Bridge will maintain ownership of land and as well as golf course ownership.
So,
Maintenance.
Am I right, Mark?
so first, to answer the question, it's actually unusual for a governmental entity to operate and manage a golf course because the fact that they just don't have the expertise. Most governmental agencies, including the state, go out with what's referred to, in this instance, it's actually competitive contracting. It's not a bid per se. Competitive contracting are designed for specialized services, and the operation of a golf course is certainly a specialized service. So it's not a situation where you go out for the lowest responsible bidder because there's so many different issues involved in managing and operating the golf course. So actually, it makes more sense to do it this way because of the fact that not having the expertise, and you need an expertise in operating and management in a golf course. Certainly, Matt could talk on that issue given his background. So it's not unusual to do it this way. Secondly, as Himanshu had indicated, it's not for free. The operator, or whoever the successful vendor is, will be paying the township revenue. So we will be making revenue regarding the operation. And then with the bid, it's the specs for the competitive contracting, including in that is the fact that that entity is going to be responsible for not only the operating, the upkeep, the maintenance, but also acquiring the necessary equipment for operating a golf course. There's more than golf carts. But golf carts alone are not inexpensive. So it just makes the more sense to do it this way. It's more logical. And then as far as the establishment of fees, because the property itself, and I needed confirmation, it's on our Rossi. Was it all, and I've been asking about this, acquired with all Green Acres funds?
I believe there were township as well, some funds from the township, but large portion of Green Acres.
So because it's included on the Township Rossi, the administrative code requires, or allows, I should say, the tiered fee schedule. So we'll incorporate that relative to the scheduling. But because it's Green Acres monies, it has to be made open to all the public, right? You can't restrict from that perspective. But you are allowed to have tiered charges relative to local, county, and then the public at large. There just has to be a rational relationship test that we'll utilize. So all that will be utilized for, again, the fact that as part of our redevelopment process and the negotiations, the town was able to negotiate having not just a golf course, it'll be a driving range and a miniature golf facility as long with the operation of the course and a concession stand as well, which will be included as part of the management. So, again, it's a win-win. It's a large undertaking, but the goal is to seek and obtain it from someone who has the expertise in operating it so that we can move forward.
Does anyone else have a question? Dr. Greenberg?
Mark, the ownership question that.
No, yeah, we own the property.
We own the property.
It's our golf course. It's our ball, our golf course.
Dr. Greenberg?
We're just hiring somebody to
Since we're
run
talk-
it.
Since we're talking about the golf course, history is very important. It's very important to know. This was acquired more than 20 years ago, and it's something under Mayor Barb Cannon that they thought of to have a golf course there. Just as our attorney just stated, that the state, since it was bought with Green Acres funds, we cannot maintain it. This is a very fortunate situation that we had someone, a developer, at no cost to the town, is building a golf course. And as Mr. Caro said, there's a lot of misinformation on Facebook, and it's very unfortunate that people even pay attention to that cesspool, and they spew information that's not true. Anyone who wants to know information about anything can always call the township. The business administrator is available, any of the department heads, or email any of the council people here. So with the golf course said, it was said that it was going to cost the township $1,500,000 for us to maintain this golf course. That's absurd, okay? Where they get these figures, why people don't want to be factual and actual is beyond comprehension to me and wants to stir the pot. But with that said, saying that we do not have the expertise to run a golf course. So it is in the best interest to maintain it. It would not be cost effective. So in spite of this, we're going to have a wonderful golf course that is going to be able to use by many people. And in fact, the same person on Old Bridge Residence, the Democrat cesspool, I'd hate to say it, spilled out that we should have why we have bashing the golf course, why should we have that? Why don't we have ATVs there? Like motor cars. Now they say, they profess they're for the climate. Are these going to be electrical? Do you understand the noise and everything? A golf course is aesthetically pleasing. It's used by seniors, by youth, our high school golf teams. It is a benefit for the town. It increases the town's values on real estate in the area. And also, it is good for the environment. It's so good for nature. It's good for wildlife. I don't think if you drive by a ATV course and hearing the noise, that you would have the same feeling as if you were to drive through a golf course, by a golf course. So there are many positive things, and this will generate money for the town without us putting out money every year into perpetuity to maintain it. So I hope everyone is satisfied with it when it's done, and everyone enjoys it, from the youth until the seniors, and that it benefits everyone across town. And I'm looking forward. I don't play golf per se, but I have played. I enjoy it, and it's very beautiful to drive by there, and it's enhanced the area very much. So this was a project that wanted to be done 20 years, and I think if you look at every other town, they would have loved it. And since Brunetti's golf course was closed, it is amazing that a developer has stepped to the plate to do this and has done infrastructure in our town, throughout the town. So I really just wish that people would get the history of these things instead of spewing lies and stirring up the public when it's not really in the best interest for anybody to do that. Facts are very important. Thank you.
Can I just reply to that?
All right, one reply, and then we're going to, otherwise we go back.
I'm sorry, but I have to. I just don't know that I would call an Old Bridge Facebook page a Democratic cesspool. I find that to be an extremely offensive term, and you're insulting 50% of the Old Bridge population. To call a Democratic, I'm speaking, it's my, I let you speak.
Let's be
You're referring to one person that said something on, that's not a Democratic cesspool, that's somebody in particular that you don't agree with. Nobody can control. Facebook is social media. Nobody can control what people say. You have to understand that, and you have to understand that, yes, facts matter, and if you don't acknowledge it, it goes away. You don't harp on it. I certainly didn't respond in there. I'm a Democrat. I don't believe ATVs should be in there, so to lump Democrats and call Facebook Old Bridge residents page a Democratic cesspool is extremely offensive.
Well, very sorry about that.
right, so
You should be sorry.
well,
I just said, you want me to say it again? I'm very sorry.
let's calm down, and now everyone has spoken that wanted to speak. So I will ask for a motion.
Second.
Moved by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Mr. De Palma.
Roll call. Councilperson DeCaro.
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma.
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia.
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Yes.
Councilperson Peschitti.
Yes.
Councilperson Walker.
Yes.
Council President Sohar.
Yes.
7 yeses.
Okay. And I really, just as a sidebar, I look forward to the golf course. I think it's going to be a very positive for our township. I really do. Okay, next will be C16, and that's Mrs. DeCaro.
I just wanted to know why I read all the backup data, but I still was unsure as to why we were rejecting it. I just wasn't sure.
So it's a option, if I could. This has to do with Machaponask Estates. So the if you as part of the backup, if you saw, there was a resolution of approval granted by the planning board that allowed the creation of a minor subdivision that created 2 lots. Included in that 2-lot subdivision was block 242002, lot 1. That particular lot was part of a prior subdivision that was going to be open space that was approved as part of the Winding Brook subdivision. Machaponask Estates acquired that lot. They're merging it with their 2 new created lots. It's still going to be open space. The difference is that previously, if the town chooses, it could be open space, but the town's going to be responsible for maintenance. One of the things that we have discovered over the years is that, and Casey can attest to this, is that developers have donated open space to the township. The problem becomes when it's donated to the township, it then becomes the township's responsibility for not only owning it, which creates liability, but maintenance. And there's requires grass cutting, snow removal, all kind of things that are associated with that. So when this particular developer had approached the township about this minor subdivision, that they'll subsequently file an application for a major subdivision that included this open space lot, and knowing the concerns about the town continuing to receive open space and then being responsible for the maintenance. So there was an opportunity for the lot to continue as open space, but not being responsible for maintenance. So actually, the open space a lot is going to increase. Previously, Lot 1, as part of the Winding Brook subdivision, was 1.4 acres. As part of their proposal, when they ultimately seek the subdivision, it'll be increased to approximately 1.8 acres. So the amount of open space is going to be increased. And then one of the conditions for the minor subdivision approval before Machaponask Estates can proceed with the 6-lot subdivision was to seek, make the request for a council to determine whether or not they want to accept Lot 1 as open space and thus the township being responsible for the maintenance, or reject it. And if it's rejected, there's multiple conditions. but it includes that it'll be owned and maintained by an HOA that will have to be formed as part of their 6-lot subdivision. And then also that entity cannot come back to the township and ask the township to take it over, because that happens as well. And so it was a way to maintain the open space, keep it preserved, to increase it without the town having to be liable for it and responsible for it.
Right, so there's a deed restriction on that
There
to
yeah,
make
it'll
sure
be-
that it's open space? They won't be able to
Correct.
eventually down the line
Correct.
sell it to a developer?
Correct, right?
Okay.
And that'll be part of the, when they make application, then that'll be a condition of that approval as well. And that was also included, it's included in this resolution, but as a condition, it's also included as a condition of approval for the minor subdivision creating the 2 lots.
Okay, so it can never be sold to
Correct.
a developer?
Right, and it'll always have to be maintained as open space.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, and Casey, you're here. You can attest to the fact of the cost and the manpower that's involved in, trying to maintain all of these spaces. And as long as there's the proviso that they can't, it's a very difficult situation.
Absolutely. The township uses a lot of resources to mow and maintain these areas. As Mark said, snow removals, the township's responsibility at that point. So I think the township looked at this piece of property. It's really not useful, and it wouldn't be utilized for recreation in the future. It's a wooded lot with a small strip along the roadway that we just have to send a crew out bi-weekly to mow. So it's in the township's best interest not to accept this piece.
Yeah, that was the consensus among the administration and the department heads. So thank you, Casey, very much. So I need a motion.
Move it.
Second?
Okay, moved by Mrs. Walker, second by Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Roll call. Councilperson DeCaro?
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma?
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia?
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli? Yes. Councilperson Paskitty?
Yes.
Councilperson Walker?
Yes.
Council President Sohar?
Yes.
7 yeses.
Next will be report of the township clerk.
So thank you, Council President. I just wanted to speak about the primary election that we just went through and the amazing staff that helped out on election night. I wanted to mention them by name. We have Brenda Wurst, Victoria Carey, Evelyn Rosario, Maureen Porcelli, Millie's last name I don't know. Millie? You don't know it either? Okay. Yvonne and Gory. All the staff did a wonderful job, came in. We were finished in the record time, moved everybody in and out, and made it down to the county before 10:30 at night. Great job. Oh, and DPW staff also.
Okay, yes, in the clerk's office, all of you, every one of you did an amazing job. Thank you so much. Very good.
Of course, I can't forget
Oh,
them.
no, not your ladies.
The ladies in the
Yeah,
office did an
absolutely.
outstanding job.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Kate, for that report. I need a motion of acceptance.
Second?
Second.
Okay, moved by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Mrs. Walker.
Aye.
Aye.
Or abstentions?
Okay, next is going to be Township Attorney Report.
Madam President, no report, thank you.
Okay, next is our Administrative Report. Mr. Shah.
Thank you, Council President. The administrative report for June 13, 2023. Item number 1, and this is one of the most
Yes.
good news, and I know Mayor would like to say about it at the end of my report. NJDOT Route 9 Old Bridge Median Guide Rail installation. For years and years we've been waiting, it's finally happening. NJDOT Central Operation Begin Center Media Guardrail installation on Jersey State Highway Route 9 on Monday, June 5th, 2023, with the following 3 priority sections. Number 1, County Road 516 to Fairway Lane. Number 2, Throckmorton Road, Ticetown Road to County Road 516. And number 3, Fairway Lane to Jake Brown Road. The remaining section of median guide rail along Route 9 in Old Bridge are anticipated to begin in late summer of 2024. Item number 2, NJDOT fiscal year 2023 Transportation Alternative Set-Aside Grant. We just talked about that. In May 2023, Old Bridge Township received notification from NJDOT of a grant award in the amount of $1,399,000 for the construction of pedestrian safety improvements. The proposed improvement consists of construction of concrete sidewalk, bike path, concrete curbing, decorative lighting, landscaping, slight roadway widening, and stormwater facility along a park frontage on a county Route 516 and Cottrell Road. Contract design work will begin in summer of 2023 for construction starts on spring of 2024. Item number 3, NJDOT 2024 Municipal Aid Program. The township prepared an application to the New Jersey Department of Transportation for their 2024 Municipal Aid Grant Program to fund the resurfacing for the entire length of Princeton Road and encompass approximately 1.47 miles located east of Bordentown Avenue and south of Ernstone Road. Old Bridge Township has requested a grant amount of $1,042,370.45. Item number 4, Public Works. The Public Works Heavy Equipment Operator Keith Mentone represented Township in the American Public Works Association Equipment Rodeo this morning. Keith completed series of time skills tests and was crowned the champions in the backhoe skills competition. Keith has presented with a plaque and is looking forward to defend his title at the next year's competition. We want to congratulate Keith. Item number 5, Lawrence Parkway resurfacing. Middlesex County Department of Highway will begin milling and resurfacing operation along Lawrence Parkway and New Jersey State Highway Route 35 to the First State Squad beginning on about Friday, June 16, 2023, for a period of 1 week, weather permitting. The work will be conducted from 7 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Should you have any question, please contact Middlesex County Department of Public Works at 732-940-3800. Item number 6, Hazardous Waste Day. The annual Middlesex County Hazardous Waste Day event will be held at the Old Bridge Municipal Complex on Sunday, June 25th from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. This event is open to Middlesex County residents and is held rain or shine. For a list of items that can be dropped off, please visit oldbridge.com/recycling. Item number 7, Clean Community Grant. The state has awarded $24 million in Clean Community Grants for local litter removal program. This year's funding represents nearly $2.7 million increase from last year. The Township of Old Bridge received a Clean Community Grant in the amount of $139,130.29, which was one of the highest amount in Middlesex County. This money is used to remove litter, educate the public, and enforce litter-related laws. Item number 8, Parks and Recreation. Vendor application for Saltwater Day and Old Bridge Day are now on the website. Saltwater Day is scheduled for Saturday, August 12th, and Old Bridge Day is scheduled for Saturday, September 23rd. For more information to download an application, please go to oldbridge.com/recreation or call 732-721-5600 extension 4999. Item number 9. We're proud to welcome our 4 new police officers, Kyle Puente, Woodless Dorsainville, I hope I didn't butcher his last name. I'm sorry if I did. Jordan Corona and Andrew Weiss. Congratulations to all 4 and welcome aboard. Item number 10, Police Department achieves accreditation status. We would like to announce that the department has succeeded in attaining reaccreditation status for the 3rd time since its initial accreditation in 2014. The department receives official approval of the reaccreditation by unanimous vote of New Jersey State Association of the Chief of Police at a hearing held in South Brunswick on June 8, 2023. Accreditation indicates to community that police department has implemented policies and procedures that are conceptually sound and operationally effective while maintaining professionalism and commitment to the public safety of our community. I want to add one more thing, that when we do achieve this accreditation, that helps with our insurance cost. So it's a benefit to us, and congratulations to the chief and the staff.
Yep, congratulations.
That concludes my report, Council President.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Shaw. Does
Council
any
President, can I just
yeah.
a few comments? I know item number 1, I'd like to go back to that. I think it's so important, and just exactly what it means to Old Bridge and the residents to our south and to our north, by the effort put forth by so many people. We're going to save lives. There's no doubt in my mind. I'd just be remiss if I didn't thank Mr. Shah for his animated and passionate discussions on the Zoom calls with the DOT. Nicole for her tenaciousness. Nicole, for every reason DOT gave you why there shouldn't be a guardrail there, you went back at them with 2 reasons why there should be a guardrail there. So thank you, Nicole. Council, thank you. We attacked the DOT down in Atlantic City last year at the League. I'm probably sure they were sorry they showed up. Your tenaciousness at that table, telling them, I think was a real turning point in getting their attention finally after years. And also, as you know, we reached out to mayors and council to our south, and they all passed resolutions in support of the guardrail here in Old Bridge. And I have to be honest, and I have to thank the DOT for coming up and putting their money where their mouth is, and the guardrail, parts of it are installed, some of the most dangerous sections, if you've seen it. So thank you, everyone, for helping Township become a much safer place. Everyone played a role in this. Police also, by providing all the data. It was a monumental effort, and usually we don't win these fights, but this is one we won, so thank you.
God is right. Thank you, Mayor. Is there anyone from the council who has a comment? No? Okay, seeing no hands, I'll just mention with the guardrail, a lady named Grace, she lives in Lake Ridge West. And Grace, if you're listening, you're going to be very happy because you were one of the biggest advocates trying to get this done. So I just wanted to tell her, thank you for all your hard work as well. Okay, seeing no hands, I'll ask for a motion to accept.
Move it.
Okay, moved by Mrs. Walker, second by Dr. Greenberg.
Roll call. Councilperson DeCaro?
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma?
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia?
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli? Yes. Councilperson Pasquini?
Yes.
Councilperson Walker?
Yes.
Council President Sohar?
Yes.
7 yeses.
Next will be public comment on any subject matter for a maximum period of 3 minutes.
We just ask when you come to the microphone just to state whether you're an Old Bridge resident or a non-resident. We don't ask that any names or addresses.
3 minutes.
3 minutes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good evening.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
She just has to make it for the record.
The public comment portion of our meeting is to allow the public to bring to the council's attention their concerns or comments. This section is open for any topic or items in the consent agenda in accordance with NJSA 10:4-12A and the Old Bridge Rules of Conduct. The council asks the public to limit their comments to 3 minutes or less. Only one member of the public should approach to speak to council at a time. The council will respect the public's time by refraining from any comment until the speaker has finished with their allotted time. It should be further noted that the public comment portion of our meeting is not structured as a question and answer session. The member of the public has questions they seek answers to. An appointment can be made with the corresponding department's office during regular business hours. The township clerk will regulate the time during the comment portion of our meeting.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Hi, good evening. I am a resident in Old Bridge. My name is Stephanie Babbitts, and I'm here with my daughter, Hannah. Hannah's in the 5th grade at St. Thomas the Apostle, and I'm here this evening because Hannah loves attending our township's camp. So Hannah goes to the half-day recreation camp at Shira and loves it and is very excited to attend, and she's here this evening with her best friend who will be attending the camp as well. Hannah is also a type 1 diabetic, so she is insulin dependent and requires a nurse in attendance so that she could participate in camp. Last summer, I proactively secured a nurse myself for my daughter so that she could attend camp. This summer, I enrolled Hannah on May 22nd, and I notified our Township Recreation Department that Hannah was attending and would again need a nurse so that she could have her insulin administered to her and that she could meaningfully participate in our camp. I reached out yesterday and today. I've been in touch with members of the Township Recreation Department, just to kind of get an update. And at this point right now, there is no nurse for Hannah so that she could attend the half-day camp. With that said, part of the challenges that I'm hearing is a few things. One, I get it, lack of staffing, I get it, but that was okay last year when we were coming off of COVID and all of that, but this year I was expecting a more proactive approach for trying to secure nursing staff. I know a nurse has been secured for Camp Robin, which is fantastic, but again, I do want a nurse, and my daughter needs a nurse. So the other thing too that I heard is that our school district has nurses. They are paying double what our township is paying for the nurses for the summer. So I think it's a no-brainer that someone's going to take a job paying double than they're making here. So my ask is a few things. My ask is that the township consider creative ways to try to hire some staff. If anyone on the dais knows a nurse, please. Hannah would love that. So I'm recruiting here as well. But also, if you could look into also staffing agencies. I know that our township prohibits the township from using staffing agencies. I'm asking to look into staffing agencies. I'm looking into maybe upping the pay to be competitive, at least to our school district. And third, if there's an opportunity, I heard before about shared services. Can we talk about some type of shared service between the school district this summer and our township for nursing or something like that, so that Hannah can participate and attend the summer camp? The response that I was given this morning was, have you considered, from our Township Recreation Department, was, have you considered a plan B in case Hannah needs to go to another camp? And simply put, no. I'm not segregating my daughter and putting her in another camp outside of this town when all of her friends are going to be here at the summer camp. So I'm here asking the town council to really be open and to think about and to work with the recreation department to be proactive on trying to secure some nurses so that children like my daughter Hannah can have a great time and attend the summer camp that she loves so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone else in the public? Yes.
She's much taller than I am. Seems adequate. I am an Old Bridge. See now it's. There we are. I am an Old Bridge resident. My name is Tyler. I live in Ward 5, and I've come this evening to discuss some discrepancies regarding budgetary issues, specifically the salary of Mr. Himanshu Shah, where between last year and this year, there is a discrepancy of $55,213. See, according to the ordinance passed by this council, Mr. Shah's 2022 salary was supposed to be $181,462. Add his 15% longevity increase, that should have been $206,681. But according to an open public records access request, he took home $235,144. It's a $26,463 discrepancy. As for 2023, his salary was supposed to be $200,000. Add the 15%, $230,000. However, the clerk's office has his salary filed as $258,750, a $28,750 discrepancy. Over the course of 2 years, Mr. Shah will be receiving $55,213 worth of compensation not voted on or approved by this council, which opens up a large magnitude of questions. For one, where did this money come from? Was it allocated elsewhere and then given to him? How many members sitting on this council were privy to the fact that he is receiving compensation that you did not approve? How many of you are receiving compensation that wasn't approved? And, most pressingly, over his 30-year tenure in this township, how much money has been reallocated to his pockets? At best,
I would caution. I would
hold
cau-
on,
No, no,
because
I would-
she specifically said that I would have my 3 minutes, and I
you'll-
didn't
You'll have your
relinquish
3
any
minutes,
time.
but I would caution you about inferring that there's something illegal or improper.
Didn't infer anything. I simply asked
Excuse me,
questions based on
you are,
discrepancies that
so
exist.
It doesn't mean that you are not, could be subject to liability. I just want to caution you on that.
That's fine.
Because there's clear
I'm-
inference.
Okay, I'm using numbers based on ordinances that this council passed and numbers from the clerk's office through an open public records access request. If you can account for the discrepancy that I just laid out, I would love to hear it. Otherwise, I'm going to reclaim my time and I'm going to finish. So if you have an answer to where that discrepancy comes from,
It's
I
not an
will
answer-
relinquish
question and
time to you.
answer. I am warning you. That's all I'm doing. You're not going to lose any time, but I'm warning you. If you want to speak about numbers, that's one thing. When you're inferring or making veiled allegations that something's improper, that's another thing. So I'm just make your comments with that warning.
Is a discrepancy of $55,000 anything other than improper? Where did it come from? If there's no fraud or anything here, tell me where it came from. Because I'm looking at the ordinance and I'm looking at the public record access request and I'm seeing a discrepancy of over $55,000. I'm not alleging anything. I consider myself warned by you, Mr. Roselli. But I'm not alleging anything. I'm simply urging this council to open up an ethics board hearing and investigate whether that money was received unethically. That's all. Find me an answer to that question, and that's it. No allegations were made. I didn't say that somebody's lining his pockets. I simply said a discrepancy exists. That's all. I urge the members of this council to open an ethics board hearing and see where that money came from. That's all. And any other bad actors, bad faith actors who may have been involved in the discrepancy, there should be ethics boards hearings regarding them as well. That's all. Thank you.
Is there anyone else in the audience who wishes to come up and be heard in the public portion? Seeing no hands, then I'll close public portion and we'll go to council comments.
Councilperson DeCaro.
Okay, lots going on. All right, first, I just want to thank the indoor percussion and Melissa Thatcher. They are amazing. All of our musicians at the high school do an amazing job. The marching knights, the indoor percussion, all of them, and Melissa Thatcher is just an amazing director. So I want to thank them. I also wanted to congratulate our Old Bridge High School varsity baseball team. They made it to the state sectionals first time in, I think, 8 or 9 years. And unfortunately, they did lose on Saturday, but they should always, hold their heads high because they made it farther than any team has made it, like I said, in 8 or 9 years. So congratulations to them. They did an amazing job. Just to backtrack with regards to the golf course, I just want to clarify that I was in no way disparaging the golf course. I was just simply asking some clarifying questions. So, I didn't mean to trigger anybody. Now, also onto the tennis courts. Again, unrelated to, anything else, but I have had some questions regarding the hours of the tennis courts and when they are open. I have had a couple residents on. I have one resident that complains that, the tennis courts are open too early and there's noise and there's blowing. Then I have other residents that are complaining that it's being locked too early. So, I got people from all ends of the spectrum. So I just want to clarify, what are the hours that the tennis courts are open, and what is the noise, or, I could have looked it up, but what is the noise ordinance for like early and, morning and night? Okay, great, thanks.
So our tennis courts, I'm not aware of them being, you're talking about the ones in the municipal complex?
Yes, someone had said they
I'm not
had,
aware of them being locked.
Okay.
Our lights are on until 10 PM. All of our parks are sun up to sundown, and those that have lights do allow lights. I don't know if the complaints you're getting are about usage or maybe for Mr. Lenning as far as maintenance, because I know he gets a couple on that end as well.
yeah, like I said, I had just spoke to someone recently, and they said they went there at, I don't know, 7 or 8 o'clock, and they were locked. I don't know, this is just what this person told me, so I just wanted to clarify so that I can say.
Yep, no, we don't
Yeah.
lock them, and the lights
don't.
are on until 10. Obviously, if we know a storm is coming through, or the other day with the smoke, we shut our lights down. But
Okay,
we
okay,
definitely do
great.
not lock them.
So they're not locked ever at all? Okay, perfect, good to know. Okay,
As far as maintenance, the township doesn't perform any maintenance before 8 AM. We do have residents that have expressed concerns about the noise. That doesn't mean that other people don't come in. You know, on a weekend, the township doesn't perform maintenance unless there's a special event. But I have heard that residents will bring their own leaf blowers to clean the courts. We did post signage asking, you know, no power equipment on the courts, obviously liability reasons, and we don't want to upset the neighbors.
all right, that was just it, that's it, thank you. All right, and so now getting to Ms. Babbitts, who came up, I am concerned that there isn't a nurse available for Hannah to participate. You know, we talk about inclusion, and we do need a nurse, and I'm hoping that that we can, accommodate her, and I understand staffing is difficult, and I know that the Board of Ed, they had a really hard time finding nurses for a while, and they actually had to increase the salary in order to get nurses. They couldn't get anybody. So that's why that happened. So, it might be something that we're gonna have to think about to be more competitive, because, Hannah needs to go to camp, and she shouldn't have to not go to camp because of that. So, and I'm sure, Matt, you'll be right on top of that, and also the shared services, we should look into, talking to the district administration and the Board of Ed. And, with regard to the budgetary issues, I don't know how much can be spoken about tonight. I'm interested to hear more about that, but I don't know how much can be spoken about tonight in public, but, that's something I think we do need some answers to.
So, Madam Council Member Carroll, yeah, I would caution you against discussing it. It involves a township employee. The budget obviously was discussed, as well as salaries. The employee, at very minimum, would be entitled to a rice notice, which didn't occur, and certainly those types of discussions shouldn't be made public in any event at this point.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not saying, not discuss it tonight, but,
I would imagine any council member has any questions relative to that, they certainly can direct it to administration, and they'll get an answer.
Thank you.
Regarding the salary structure for all employees.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Councilperson De Palma?
Yes, thank you. So a lot of wonderful things are happening since our last council meeting. So for once, congratulations to all the township schools that are graduating. I attended my daughter's fifth grade McDivitt graduation today. We also had our middle schools graduate, Sandburg and Sauk. I know the mayor was at the Sandburg event earlier, couldn't be at the Sauk event because it was at 7 o'clock tonight during the council meeting. So congratulations to all of them, high school next week, and the rest of the students that are going to be graduating and moving up to their new schools. Great work. We look forward to hopefully bringing folks up here like we have in the past. We had a percussion. The more those wonderful kids do, the more that we can get them up here and showcase the talent that we have in this town. So congratulations. And also a great showing by the Old Bridge High School baseball team, making it to the state finals versus Ridgewood. Obviously not the outcome we all wanted, but an absolute phenomenal job by Coach Donahue and the entire team and the rest of the coaching staff. Also, this past weekend was the the annual Pete Machula soccer tournament at the Girls Soccer League. It's actually the last Girls Soccer League event that'll happen because now that the two leagues are combining. And in Old Bridge girls soccer fashion, the final game, which would have determined the champion of the Seniors League, not only was a tie, the two teams that were playing were the top two teams. They had the exact same record, they had the exact same points, and it went to a shootout. So I was there, my daughter had a game. Hannah's team beat my daughter's team, so congratulations, Hannah. But we were there and saw it. It was a very fitting end to over 40 years of the Girls Soccer League being in this town and being an advocate for not only the girls, but also the special needs programs that they have there as well. So congratulations to Artie and all of that board, the past board members, the current board members for the wonderful work. I look forward to working with you guys as you go into I believe it's going to be the Old Bridge Soccer Club, if I'm not mistaken, going forward. So I look forward to sending my daughter there, both my daughters, and watching them play and grow as a team. And also, listen, as we enter the end of school and into the summer, I hope everyone has a wonderful summer. I believe the next time we meet is after 4th of July. So everyone have a wonderful safe 4th of July, and we will see you in the summer. Thank you.
Councilperson Garcia.
I'll be quick. I have nothing to say. Everybody have a good night, and see you in a couple of weeks. Thank you.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Okay. First of all, I want to say Old Bridge is a very active and caring town. So the last council meeting, we didn't have a council comments, but I think a lot of things have to be said of what's going on all the time in town, because there's many positive activities that have gone on in the past few weeks. So first of all, I want to thank Annette Maxwell and the Columbia Bank for graciously donating and planting a tree in Old Bridge in celebration of Arbor Day. So a beautiful tree was planted outside of McDivitt School for everyone to enjoy, and they want to do this every year, and it's businesses contributing to the township, to the community. They not only planted it, they paid for the tree and for the planting. And then also, I frequented at McDivitt School, the 5th graders did a PowerPoint on Earth Day and Arbor Day, and I want to compliment them because it was an excellent job. I also want to thank Steve Mamakis and Cruising Productions for hosting the Classic Car Show and collecting donations for the Old Bridge Food Bank. Also, I especially enjoyed attending the Special Olympics at Lombardi Field, and I want to thank Karen Lewicki and her amazing team for their commitment, dedication, and care and devotion put into this phenomenal event. It was truly overwhelming to see all the athletes perform and truly the smiles on their parents' face. It really, really contributes to this town in such a positive way. Also, I want to thank Lori Alberti for the Healthy Kids running series. That's another thing, getting kids involved, getting them moving. It's very important, and it was a great turnout for that day's event. Also, we had at the high school, the backfield, it was the second annual Kabaddi Cup, which I didn't know what that sport was till I went, but I'm glad that I did. I'm very grateful, for them, for the sport. It was really interesting to learn a new sport and see how it was done. The program went really well. It was very exciting to see the teams compete. Then also, I just want to say, we went to the high school scholarship night, and that is really so important when you see these young adults. The last time that they're going to be with their peers in that setting and their friends, where they go out and their transition, and to see all the honors that they got that night and the scholarships. And so I commend all the graduates. I wish them all the best in college also. And I always say that one of my favorite things to listen to, I listen to it myself all the time, is the inspirational graduation commencement speech, and it was done at the University of Texas in 2014 by Admiral William McRaven. I've mentioned this before, and it says, it's about making your bed. But he was like in the Navy, and if you get to listen to this, it really carries you through life on how you deal with a lot of things. Also, I just want to say, in the town, a lot of people, they don't recognize that perhaps, and we do talk about it all the time, and in our administration report, just like today, they talked about clean communities, they talked about hazardous waste. So it's really mind-boggling. I don't know how you control bad behavior. Littering is illegal. Dumping is illegal. But I don't know why it continues to go on and on. And for our township recycling center, they will come, and I want to advertise this again because maybe people don't realize it. If you have a refrigerator, a stove, a washer, a dryer, a dishwasher, your whites, you call up, they will make an appointment to get it. They also take televisions. They take mattresses. It's beyond my comprehension why someone will put a mattress on their roof of their car and dump it in the woods or under the high tension wires in the area. So it's like, go to the, recycling center. It's so simple to do. And then also, I walk my street all the time, and I clean up walking down several blocks and back. And I can do it on a regular basis. And I'm just amazed how many beer bottles, like the cartons for 6-packs, little bottles that are thrown out. So are people driving around drinking and throwing this out? I don't even understand why they can't have a plastic bag. But one of the funny things is I took a picture because as I was picking up the litter, the cardboard box from the 6-pack has on it, do not litter. So I don't know whether they're too drunk before they throw this out, before they throw it out, or they just didn't read it. But it is very upsetting, and it is important. This is everyone's community. I just really urge everyone to think twice before you throw something out the window. It affects our waterways, the storm drains, and it's just unsightly. We've done so many cleanups all the time. And, you can clean it up, and 2 weeks later, I just don't understand why we can't people can't understand how serious that is to take care of your environment. So I just want to thank everyone for what they participated. And I did want to say, I didn't mean any malice, but I've been on Facebook, the victim of this. I do not Facebook for a reason at all. And so it is very upsetting to think that on Saturday afternoon that someone has to preoccupy themselves with me to write something negative. I wish they would just call me if they have a problem. I'm very open to talk about anything. So anyway, good holiday, be safe, and enjoy. Enjoy your families, enjoy your friends. Thank you.
Who's next?
Councilperson Pasquitti.
Yes, thank you. It was really good to see the learned lessons from the town, because when I, in the past, where people would donate land to the town and then it became a burden, whether it was wetlands or it had to be mowed. So it's really good to see, that progress. Good job. And the guardrail, we had a rally about the guardrail last year, right? And yeah, we're out on the highway saying we need a guardrail, and we got it. It's great. Awesome. The primary election, I tell you that election was the best election. I've been doing elections for 35 years in Old Bridge. I've been a poll worker for 35 years. And this election was the best. I give kudos to our clerk, Kate. She did a great job, and her staff. They processed the bags at the end of the night, and it was done in record time. It was amazing. It really went smooth, and throughout the day it went smooth as well. So kudos. And the other thing was, for shared service, I think it would be great to be able to get a nurse from the school, sharing the employee for what we need. If we could work something like that out, that would,
We certainly will look into that, absolutely.
I think that'd be great. So everybody enjoy your summer and be blessed. Thank you.
I just want to add, Council President, about the NJDOT guardrail, and I think Mayor was, absolutely right. I was very animated. I threatened state. You said rally. I told him, I said, we'll have a toll booth there, and we'll have a people just block the completely road unless you start, attending that. I think I got a call from Marlboro also about it, saying maybe I shook them up by saying that we'll have a toll booth of Old Bridge till we can put the guardrail. So I think it was a collective effort of everybody to get this guardrail in place.
Thank you.
Council Vice President Walker.
Yes, I want to thank Karen Lewicki for putting together the dodgeball event at the high school. At first, when I was attending, I didn't know what to expect, but it actually turned out to be a lot of fun. She's going to have another one in the winter, so I want people to pay attention because they're raising money for special needs, and we'd really like to have a much larger turnout. Actually, my nephew, he's a Sayreville police officer, and he'd gotten a bunch of Sayreville police officers together to form a team, and it was a lot of fun, so I encourage people to look out for that and try to attend because it was really for a good cause. Also, the golf course does look beautiful. If you haven't had an opportunity to drive by, it's absolutely gorgeous, and it looks like it's getting pretty close to opening. And one thing I'd like to say, I know we're going to have tiered rates where Old Bridge residents are going to have like a lower price, but I'm hoping that when you could book tee times online, that Old Bridge residents will get like, say if they're going to give 2 weeks, Old Bridge residents would get 3 weeks out, so that they get first opportunity to do tee times. I think that would be only fair, because I think it's going to be very busy, and we don't want to, we want Old Bridge residents to get first choice. Also, I want to say that the pickleball sport is now exploding. It's so big down there. You can't, on a Sunday, if you go down there, there's got to be at least 100 people down there. It's amazing, and it's all ages. We see young families there to 90-year-old people. It's really totally exploding, and Marlboro's putting in 10 courts right now because the sport is really exploding. So, no, I didn't start it. Also, I was wondering if there's a possibility we get a porta potty down there, because sometimes the bathrooms aren't open with all the construction going on at Menino. They have the one fence closed, and there's so many people there, and some are senior citizens, and a lot of them are telling me they're not drinking because they're afraid they won't have a bathroom to go to, and they're asking for a porta potty. So I'm just seeing if maybe that's something that we could look into. And last, I think it's a good idea to look into the shared services for the nurse. I think that's a good thing that we should look into. And I want to wish everyone a happy, healthy 4th of July. Thank you.
Council President Sohar.
Yes, I too would like to thank Stephanie for bringing that forward. I truly do understand, because my middle son was a type 1 diabetic till he had a pancreas and kidney transplant. So I understand the severity of what you're talking about and how you want her to be right in the middle of everything, just like she should be. So I am sure there is going to be resolution here. I'd also, the band, congratulations. Band parents, I have a really deep affection for them. My daughter was the drum major for the class of 2001 at Old Bridge High School. So I was there for many, many years as a band parent, and Melissa is really fantastic, and kudos to them and all the sports, and Laura Alberti for the Healthy Kids, and Karen Lewicki. The town is really, really filled with wonderful people. It amazes me just how much there is dedication, soccer's, all the different things that go on. So really very proud to be part of this town. And everybody, happy 4th of July, healthy 4th of July. Congratulations to the class of 2023.
Council President?
Yes.
I'd like to address the council.
Yes.
Please, thank you. I just wanted to, just in transparency with salaries and compensation, I just wanted to set the record straight for the council. You voted on a salary ordinance that I am using as the mayor. I don't go anywhere past that. You set the business administrator's salary at $200,000, a maximum of $200,000. And going down the list, Director of Finance at $155,000. And we all know that Mr. Shah is doing the work, is holding both titles, the business administrator and the Director of Finance. So if Mr. Shah was paid the maximum for doing both jobs, if you do the math, it would be $355 plus his longevity, brings that salary up to about $408,250. But I am not paying Mr. Shah the salary for both positions. What he gets for the Director of Finance is a $25,000 stipend as opposed to the $155,000. So when you add the longevity to the $200,000 and you add the longevity to the $25,000, Mr. Shah's compensation is accurately depicted at $258,750. And I believe that's what the records show. Now, savings to the town by Mr. Shah doing both positions is $149,500, $149,500. No, I subtracted the 258 from the 408. So the savings is around 150,000. What we've done with that 150,000 was add new police officers to the public safety. That's what we've done with that money. New police officers, not through long attrition, but these were new positions every year that we've put in the budget that you've approved because of Mr. Shah doing both positions. So I just want to make that clear for the public. You vote on the salaries and we make it work. So that's all I have to say.
Can I add something?
No. Sorry,
I just thought it would be appropriate for the mayor, since it's administration. Mr. Shaw works with the mayor to elaborate, to set the record straight. So it's clear that there's nothing amiss. There was never anything amiss.
Absolutely. The furthest from the truth. In fact, it's the opposite. We've used the money to benefit the residents and the taxpayers.
All right, now we will be taking a motion to enter into executive session. Will we be returning?
Yes, we'll be returning, and it's an executive session for personnel matters.
For personnel. Okay.
Second.
Okay, moved by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Mrs. Walker.
Roll call. Councilperson DeCaro?
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma?
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia?
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Councilperson Pasquitti?
Yes.
Councilperson Walker?
Yes.
Council President Sohar?
Yes.
7 yeses at 9:26.
Make a motion to move back into reconvene.
Second.
Okay, so motion by Dr. Greenberg-Belli, second by Mrs.
Roll call, Councilperson DeCaro,
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma,
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia,
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg-Belli,
Yes.
Councilperson Pasquitti,
Yes.
Councilperson Walker,
Yes.
Council President Sohar.
Yes.
Madam President, following executive session, council was in consensus that, about the appointment of private counsel for Mr. Shaw in connection with his employment with the township. The motion would be to approve a contract, the township approving contract with Anderson and Shaw LLC in connection with representation of Mr. Shaw in his capacity as a business administrator and director of finance, and an initial contract amount not to exceed $10,000.
All right,
I'll make the motion.
okay.
Second.
Okay, motion by Mr. Pasquitti, seconded by Dr. Greenberg-Belli.
Roll call, Councilperson DeCaro,
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma,
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia,
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg-Belli,
Yes.
Councilperson Pasquitti,
Yes.
Council Vice President Walker,
Yes.
and President Sohar.
Yes.
7 yeses.
Okay, motion to adjourn.
Move it.
Second.
Moved by Dr. Greenberg-Belli, second by Mrs. Walker.
Roll call, Councilperson DeCaro,
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma,
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia,
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg-Belli, Councilperson Pasquitti,
Yes.
Councilperson Walker,
Yes.
Council President Sohar.
Yes.
Meeting adjourned at
Thank you, council member.
10:53. 9:52, sorry.